We change ourselves, die from the sicknesses if we don't seek the health. All eyes be my witness when I speak was felt. Full house on my hands, the cards I was dealt. 3 Ks, 2 A's in America.
But I want to switch it up and kind of take it to another topic, which has been prevalent all over the news. And I don't think it started with Bill Cosby. I think it started before that. But he was just kind of like, I don't know, man. I think Bill Cosby was not really dealt a bad hand in a sense, but he caught the Me Too movement at a time where it had reached a level where I felt like they were looking for somebody to be held accountable for a lot of what was going on because they couldn't put the same discipline on other people. But I want to speak from a black man's perspective, on like what does that mean to you, like to see what's going on in the media, and we see, like Drew said, our counterparts. We see our black counterpart where they're getting spanked on the hand, or it's dying and fizzling out, but we see Bill Cosby held accountable for his wrongs at a much higher standard.
That was a big barbershop discussion, and the big piece is for us it's obvious, man. Like he's not saying he's not wrong for what he's done,
no,
but
not at all.
the way he was portrayed out, and the way he's portrayed in the media, it's just different. The first thing we thought about is all the priests that's messing with all these kids and stuff. They're not put out there in the media like Bill Cosby, or not even just say Bill, but just as blacks are, or held accountable at all. It's two different playing fields.
It's totally a double standard.
It's definitely a double standard. Two different playing fields. Period.
But I mean, that stop me when we get to something new. Like, I was raised to know it was two different playing fields.
Right. I think we forget that.
I think that the detriment we're doing to this generation is telling them that life is fair.
It's not.
And standards are the same and equal. Responsibilities, actions, consequences are the same and equal. Just because they grow up in a more diverse environment doesn't mean that they're in a more fair or equal world, And I think we've all been talked to by somebody of a different generation that said, "Hey, you see that? That's one thing you can't do."
Right. Yeah.
I was telling a coworker that I've never gotten pulled over by the police and been upset about a ticket, because I'm raised to understand that if all I got out of this was a ticket, that's a win. Okay? I've been told don't mouth off to cops, not just because out of respect, but because they will pull something out of their glove box, drop it in your seat, and and charge you with anything.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I was raised to say, hey, don't create the opportunity for them to show you how evil this world can be. So, with that being said, Bill Cosby couldn't have gotten so far in his success when he thought he was above the black man's plight.
Yeah, he can forget.
Because he's made it to this level.
Yeah. That's dangerous.
The mighty fall. And they'll bring you back here as soon as you lose touch with where here is.
I don't even think he forgot, though.
You don't think so?
On one level, I think they're teaching him a lesson. I think this is all a part of them teaching a lesson. Don't you ever think that you can get where we're at. Don't you never think you can buy a network. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care who you are. You can't do what we're doing.
I agree.
And I think they started this even with his son.
They're teaching him a lesson now.
I think it started with his son.
When these allegations, the time period from the allegations is when he thought he could do what his white counterparts did. Because he's not a serial killer.
Exactly.
He's not a one-off.
Exactly.
This is a culture and habit and norm of this entertainment world since the beginning of the entertainment world.
Right.
He got caught up with it. He said, I've arrived, and these are the spoils that come with this victory.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, enjoy now. And the moment that they need to take him to town, it's all sitting in the back pocket.
So does that also, I mean, because the message, I don't think it was just for Bill.
No.
I think it was for a worldwide audience of other blacks who, you know, and what it does, it's a condition. It's almost like the slave that tried to run away. You know, we bring you back, or the one who got caught reading. You know what I'm saying? We reprimand you in front of everybody else, so that it conditions you to having an invisible leash on, to know how far you can go before it pulls you back. You know, I read about they did this experiment on a dog, where they put his food 6 feet away from him, made the leash long enough so he can go and eat. But then they took the food and they put it about 10 feet away. And when he tried to go get it, the leash reminded him that he couldn't get to it. And so about the third week, they took the leash off. And that was an invisible 6 feet barrier that he wouldn't dare to go beyond, even though he saw the food was just, 4 more feet out of range. And I think that's what the media would do, or what society would do by doing things like what they did with Bill Cosby. Is it puts an invisible leash on us to say, hey, and it will deceive us sometimes into thinking that I'm on the same playing field when actually you're not, because even though you can be a part of the game, it's still parts of it that's still off limits to you.
I think that announcement, that notification they made, goes beyond the black community.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all thought about this, but Harvey Weinstein, right? His sins didn't come to light until after he did the documentary with Jay-Z about Khalid Brown.
Oh, right.
And so what they did with him is say, if you side outside of our group, this is what can happen.
Yeah.
They made an example out of it.
You're right.
He was untouchable. These allegations have been around since the 70s. Untouchable. Until he exposed someone else's dirty laundry, and they brought all his to light. So I think it goes beyond just being black and staying in your place.
I agree with that.
You can't even empathize with this community. If you go too far left, we can get you back right.
So the powers in that world is like, hey, this is your limitation. Now it's almost like you can eat with us, you can have fun with us, but when you go too far, we're gonna bring it back to you so you'll know that this is the only thing you can do, and this is as far as it can go.
But shouldn't the learning be our conduct, our integrity?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that should be.
When we are in the dark, to know that it can come to light. So we're worried about the people and the individuals and what's happening to them. When what we should have got out of that is, I have to conduct and conform and handle myself in a way that's beyond reproach. So that no matter where I go, when they challenge my record, I welcome that opportunity for my record to come to light.
And it's sad sometimes that the higher you go and the more you're exposed to and the more money you get, the less of integrity you have. It's unfortunate that it is that way. And I'm praying and hoping that we'll have more men of color or any ethnic group, that integrity will become first over money, and that's kind of hard for us, unfortunately.
3 K's, 2 A's in America. I'm just a black space born out the nebula. And everything I do will say today that's worthwhile. Will for sure inspire action in your first child. I begin my first now. Sometimes I speak and I feel like it ain't my words. Like I'm just a vessel channeling inside this universe. I feel my ancestors and rested inside of me.